Well, hello there. So, page number 3 of Questa notte might even be a completely different piece, because if you play the first 2 pages, you will quickly notice that page 3 has completely different melody and very different rhythm from before. So, yay! More challenge! Key and time signatures remains the same. And what we have in the first 2 bars is actually quite a simple melody, and there is not much to it, but there are 2 things. So one thing, it should be very fluent, so it sounds like this. And then you repeat it again. So the first thing, because of these lines, you should not take your hands off when you play it. So instead of this, you're supposed to play it. And because it's kind of annoying to hold, everything that you play in place, you just use the pedal. And it kind of creates that smooth inline sort of thing. In terms of notes, it's quite easy because the right hand only has, every single time it has the same notes. So for 4 times it has these notes. And that's it. Just, what is it? C sharp. That's it. Left hand has so 3 different chords. So first is this, and it repeats, so once, twice, and this note will remain the same, but the other 2 changes. So for the third grouping of notes in the second bar, so it will be this, and then the next. So it's this, jump, and then combining with the same right hand, it becomes. And you repeat it twice because of the repetition, whatever sign. But what's written here is that only the first note should be accented, and the other notes, all the following ones, are quieter. So this, 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 this. Every single thing on the right hand in this page is a triad or triola or whatever, however you call it and where you're from. So on one beat, it's 3 notes. So on right hand is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you just keep your hand here and try to play the notes, the faster you try to go, the quicker your hand is gonna be just like dying from tension. It's not moving much, and it's really uncomfortable. So what you want to do is bring your hand to the note that you're playing, your entire, well, whatever this part is called. So instead of placing your fingers where the note should be, you bring your hand to the notes. So it's going to be here, then here, then here. There should be some horizontal movement in your arm here. And when you're playing it quickly, it doesn't look much different from this, but there is a very big difference because you will feel it in your hand. You can still see that this part is moving and should be quite relaxed. And that's pretty much my advice on how to survive through a lot of, instead of just placing your hand, because then you will not be able to play much and your hand will hurt. And that's my tip for triads. The notes are quite the same for most of the part, except it changes slightly, so it goes up and down. So the top notes, like like these, they go down and then they go up. So you can see here, down, up. It's quite nice. Down, down. Okay, so we're already here, so that's quite a lot. So all these remain the same always. It's just the top note that sometimes changes. So that's good to know. These two are the same always, so that's cool. And always I say until this part. Haha. When you get to bar 50, you start here and you go down even more so. And after this part, it changes slightly because here's what happens. When the top note stays the same, the first two notes change. So before you just play the same notes always, regardless of what the top part of what the pinky finger did, or like the fourth finger, what these fingers did, these stay the same. It changes with the bar 51 because here you play, first of all, there's the key signature cancellation sign for one bar. So it goes back in the next bar and it's cancelled in the next, and it goes back and it's cancelled and it goes back and it's cancelled. So one bar you play a regular F and the next bar you will play a sharp F again. So you have to pay attention. And what happens else here? So the top, the pinky stays the same. It will always be this for the 6 sort of groupings. What changes is first you play this sort of weird chord, and then your second finger goes one note down for the next one. That's weird. And then it comes up again. And then it goes down. And then it goes up. And then it goes down. So essentially what you do for this entire thing is up. So look at the second finger. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So that's bar 51. And bar 52 is more or less what you already did. And your top finger moves somewhere. So instead of going completely up, in this case it just goes, so whatever this note is, up and then back. So it's like, the cool thing about it is, to make it less confusing, at least it works for me, is when the pinky moves somewhere, these two fingers are gonna always be on these two notes. When the pinky remains the same, this weird thing is gonna happen. So either the pinky moves somewhere, like the top side of your right hand, or the bottom side of your hand. It never moves at the same time. So bar 51, pinky stays the same, second finger moves. Next, pinky moves, so the second finger stays the same. Again, pinky stays the same, second moves. Second stays the same, pinky moves. Pinky moves. And then the second finger moves. And then there's a weird jump. So essentially you play this, jump, and then play 3 again. And in fast tempo it's difficult to do. And I also already took a pause because I had to prepare myself for the jump, and there is no other method for you to do other than just practice jumping. So, and practice on which finger it's easier for you to land. I guess for me it's the 4th, but maybe for you it's the 5th. It's the point, when you're playing triads, you don't remain in this position and then from this jump here, right? When you're playing triads, you follow your hand, so you actually end up here, and then from here you have to jump here. and then again here. So that's quite a lot of jumping. So from here you jump here, and from here you have to jump again on the other parts of the rest of the triad. So it's quite annoying. Well, you can try it in slow tempo. Just practice what is more comfortable for you, but that's annoying part. Booyah, that's enough for right hand. Yay! Left hand is easier in the sense because it doesn't have triads. Yay! The first notes, the accented ones, change. So it's this. But these remain the same. All you're doing for all these almost 4 rows is just this. Difference is the red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Either this combination, and then in the next bar, this one, and again the first, and again the second. Last line, starting from bar 56 on left hand, there are slight note changes. Key signature is cancelled. Okay, so now I'm gonna play this entire thing by counting the beats slowly so that it's easier to see how both hands go together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and hopefully this was helpful to you, and good luck in your practice, and have a nice day.